Dobre utro. It is a beautiful day. Sun shining. Wonderful. Yesterday while I was away, the tractorist guys came over here and set up the plow. I haven't seen it in action. I hear it doesn't quite roll over, so I think there's a few more adjustments that need to be made. If you're not familiar with a plow, the point digs into the ground and it just flips the dirt over. The idea is that the sod, the grass on the top, gets completely covered by the mud. So there's actually quite a bit of work in setting it up to do that perfectly. And there's different variations of plows, of course. My old one had fingers on the back of here yet that helped just throw the dirt a little bit farther. And we also had a disc on the front, a round wheel, circle, steel wheel, that would cut the sod before this guy got to it. Instead of ripping it, this is basically ripping it. The root mass is stuck together, of course. So that might be something that we want to consider adding, if that's an option to this plow. And then after that, of course, you need to adjust it this way so that each one is digging the same depth, and then side to side, you want to dig it so that it's giving a good curl over. First pass, you may be more flat, and that's because the next pass, this tire will be in the hole made from the last plow. And so the whole tractor will sit crooked when you're plowing. If you ever drive through a field and see somebody plowing, you'll notice the tractor's crooked. And that's because this tire is in this last furrow. And that's how you keep it straight, because you need to set it up side to side then, so that this guy then cuts perfectly the next piece. So if you can envision that this is already cut, there's a hole here now left by the last guy. And now you're driving in that hole, and this guy needs to perfectly slice the next chunk and lay it in that hole. So there's a bit of science. Once you get it set up, though, it's a lot of fun. It's a pretty small plow. It's only a 3 furrow. One we had in Canada, I had a 4 furrow, which is also pretty small in today's standards, but I only had an 85 horse tractor at that time, and that's all that could hold it. This one is supposed to be 82 horsepower as well, but I don't know. I'm not sure if it actually is or isn't. It doesn't seem to have the same power as my 85 horse in Canada did. So, but either way, this will still get the job done. I'm very happy with it. Comes from this company right here. There's some contact information for them. Phone number if you're interested in the plow. Give them a holler. So today, as far as I know, they're coming back again today to do some more setting up on that and some adjustments on the tractor PTO. The Polaris tractors have a belt-driven PTO, I guess, not a direct drive. That's also something I'm not familiar with. There's a few things here that are different I guess we could talk about. But this is belt-driven, and it needs to be tightened up. It's slipping right now, which is why I was having some issues with the rototiller that's out there. So they're going to take care of that today. One thing that's different on this tractor, basically every tractor I've ever owned is not like this. This has a hydraulic cylinder that pushes down. If you see, it pushes against this, which is stuck to this. It's 3-point linkage. So the 3-point link is hydraulically pushed down and hydraulically raised. Now every tractor I've ever owned, well, not every. I had an old John Deere that was like this, but most of the tractors I've ever owned, they float down, no hydraulic pressure down, and they have hydraulic pressure up. And there's a big difference there, because when you float it down, you can actually grab these and you can lift them a bit. And therefore it's kind of self-adjusts as you're going through the ground, whereas this one's not. And so when you're rototilling, when I push these linkages down, I can almost lift the tires off the ground, which you can imagine is pretty hard on the rototiller, because the weight of the tractor is now transferred to the rototiller when you're pushing down. I hope that makes sense. Now the way to avoid that is to put the handle for this in free float, put it all the way down, and then the whole thing will float. But you cannot then adjust depth. All right, if I only want to till maybe 2 inches on my first pass, I can't set it for that very well. It's very hard to see. Whereas before I could, like on my other tractors, it would have the handle would be in a different spot right here beside the seat, and you can actually set it so that only the handle only goes so far, and this thing will then only drop so far. So I would hopefully in time we'll figure out how best to operate under this system, because it is different. So they plowed up a little bit. I got to go back to town today. A competition has been announced for grants, and a startup grant basically, and we're hoping to submit an application for that as well. There's no guarantees we'll get it, of course, because it's there's lots of people that compete for it, and only so many people will get it. So we're going to try our best to fill all the applications in, everything out properly today, and apply for the startup grant, and that'll help us get this farm going as well. That's something I'll be doing today when they come back today. Morning though, we're up and early trying to get this deck done. I would like to get some boards on this deck. We finished the other deck, hi Wes, and we're hoping to get this one done as well. What I like to do is have a rim board all the way around and back the other way, so that you don't look into these ends. I don't like that. I did on that one because I'm planning on putting a fence up there, so it doesn't matter. But this one I won't, and so we'll 45 this and run it back the other way. It's a little bit more work, but it has a much cleaner look. So in order to get around the posts, you need to make a funny looking piece like this, which should then fit around this post, if everything goes well. Move that side over. Looks like it's a bit too tight maybe. Have to take a little more off this side. The idea then though is that we'll have a rim around here. Then I need to put backing under here, so that these boards will be able to run this way. The rest of them will all run this way. But then when you drive in the lane, you see a complete edge as opposed to little chunks, and makes for a much cleaner look. Okay, here you can see that the post is slightly crooked. The board's actually straight. So one thing I like to do, it's called cheating, or I call cheating. This here is just perfect on the edge, and if you just inscribe that across the face, then you'll get your line. Yeah, and now you can see where it needs to be cut, because I have a line made crooked. Alright, Wes is putting some flashing on now. It's dirty, but that's okay because we won't see it. The siding will cover part of it, and these boards will cover the bottom part of it. Corner's good, all the way around. It's a little bit high here, but that's alright. Runs into here, and then this flashing. So the idea here is just the siding. Any water that comes down will get in behind these boards. I don't want it to land on here. I want it away from the house. So that's where we put this on, and this will help it to run away. And then drip here instead of over there. Very good.
You got that?
Back home again. It is absolutely gorgeous. I even have shorts on today. Sorry for the white legs. We are home now. We had a good meeting, I think. I got a bunch of stuff figured out. Again, like I said, this grant thing, there's a lot of paperwork for it, and it's a lot of applications. Pretty slim chances we're actually going to get it, but it's still exciting to be part of it, because the fact that they even offer it, I think is really cool. That it's an option here, a startup to help people like us, assist us in getting a business going, which is really cool. Okay, so this plow was gifted to us by this company. Give them a holler. I have not used it yet. I'm going to use it now for the first time. And from what I hear, it seems to work pretty good. We are used to having this disc at the front to cut the sod first. This one doesn't have that. I don't know if we need it or not. We're going to find out, I guess. We're going to play with it and see how well it goes. I've got a bit of ground to do on the one side of the laneway where we want to plant our apple orchard. We're probably also going to be planting potatoes there. We'll plow it first, and then we'll rototill it. And main reason is, like my old rototiller in Canada, I would just rototill the grass and would be no problem. But the Belarus tractor has a belt-driven PTO. So again, as I was explaining before, this is your power takeoff, or PTO, and this runs implements. So in the rototiller's case, that is what turns everything in the rototiller. And apparently in here, it is belt-driven, and it doesn't seem to be able to till the grass for some reason. So I've never had an issue with that before, but my tractors were Case International, and they're a direct drive. It's gear driven, not belt driven. So I guess that could make a performance issue. So it sounds like I may have to plow first and then rototill. Again, it's not the end of the world, but it is more time consuming.
Anyway, after that we'll go over it with the rototiller and the original garden, get it rototilled again, and then we should be ready to put plastic on hopefully this week, and also get some seeds in the ground. Now it's pretty early yet, we'll get that done. I also need to get continued working on here, my flat metals here now, so we will bend in the brake, we will bend up some trim for the windows and doors on this side, and then we can start putting the red steel on here and on here. The main thing I want to do now is get this side and that way done so we can get ready for cows in the back. Lots to do. I absolutely love this time of year because there's so much you can do in short sleeves. It's just wonderful. So the best way to set a plow is to get started. Okay, and I need to have this guy, like I said, in the last furrow, and then everything needs to work out. So now I've started, and right away I can see this guy is going much deeper than that guy. So that's gonna need to be adjusted because it's pulling unevenly. The other thing I could notice, they've plowed here for a bit already, and you can tell right away, you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's humped every time. It's because it's not evenly plowed. You can literally see, when you're done, you shouldn't be able to see the passes. But I don't know if you can tell, you can see a line here, you can see a line here, and it's because it's not plowing evenly. The plow is not set. So I'm gonna play around with it, and hopefully I can get it fixed and get it set right. It's not tossing them over. Now what the coulters, we call them, the discs, would do is break this sod. Right now we're ripping it, basically. And because of the root mass, it's hard to do that. And so it doesn't have a nice clean break. And you get lumpy looking like this, chunks. Now, I can't do anything about that because this particular model doesn't have a disc. Maybe it could go on here and be attached. I don't know, I'd have to talk to the manufacturer about it. But other than that, here, this is a lot closer to this. Look how much higher it's sticking up over there. It's not rolling it right. So I'm gonna try to adjust it so that it sits better. And it's just a matter of playing with it. I am absolutely not an expert. I have very minimal time on a plow. I have maybe plowed 200 hectares in my life, and I've only owned one plow. International 4-furrow plow with coulters. Worked really well, nice plow. It took some time to get it adjusted as well, but once it was adjusted, then it's a real pleasure to work with. And so we'll have to do that with this one as well, just get playing with it. A decent chunk plowed up. I've got it set better now. I'm pretty happy with it. It could use a little bit more fine tuning, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. Now the trick is to save those settings somehow. Probably write them down maybe in a book. Somehow keep them so that the next time you can start from there again and not have to start fresh all over. The only problem I have, the tractor just don't have the power that I'd like it to have. It's actually a small plow. It's only a 3-furrow plow. The one I had in Canada, like I said, was a 4-furrow plow, although it did have the coulters on the front that helps break open the ground. And I might be in slightly different ground here as well, although this seems very loose, very nice dirt. The last stuff I plowed back in Canada was, yeah, it had more clay in it. It really kind of held together. So the tractor's just small, similar horsepower, but geared differently maybe. I don't know. Down the road, I guess we'll have to upgrade eventually. I can't afford to do that right now. So we just drive a little bit slower. Takes longer to get the work done, but as long as it gets done, I don't have to plow the whole thing this year. We're just going to plow up enough for the vegetable gardens and where we're planting the trees. Then later in the year, I may end up plowing some more, but we'll just take it slow. Back in Canada, I was doing custom plowing for people as well. And then you need to get a lot done in a hurry. Basically, you're getting paid by the acre or by the hectare, however you want to word it. And you know, the faster you get done, the more money you make, right? So in this case, it's just for me, at least at this point. So yeah, pretty happy with it. I'm going to finish. It's supper time now. I'm going to finish after supper, and then got to get the rototiller on, get it all tilled, and get the other garden tilled. Probably won't get that all done today, but we'll see how far we get. Good morning. It is another wonderful day. I believe it is the 16th or 17th of April this morning. Somebody said I should start announcing that because the videos are so late. Anyway, I finished plowing, I don't know, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night or something last night. 10 o'clock, I think. I'll show you that in a minute. I don't know if you can make that out, but we plowed from just this corner all the way down to the bush line over there. It's an angled piece, triangle piece. So worked out really well. I'm very happy with the plow. Seems to be doing a good job. I need a little bit more settings again, but I'm happier with the way it is now. I wish the tractor was heavier and stronger, but it did the job. So now we're going to, it's 6 in the morning now, having a cup of coffee. I'm going to get the rototiller on and try to till that up as well as the other garden. I want to get them both done. And I say try because the V-belt, I guess it's a belt-driven PTO, and it needs a new belt. So I don't know. I have no idea. We'll see. When I was using it, it was working, so we'll keep trying it, I guess. Got this deck done yesterday, so it looks awesome. If you guys need pressure-treated lumber, there is a great place right here in Nizhny Novgorod that made this for us. And that's what they do. They pressure-treat lumber. And if you're not familiar with why someone would do that, basically it impregnates it. It puts the wood under pressure that this green material goes into the wood a ways. It's not just brushed on. It actually goes into the wood quite a ways, and this helps preserve it. You can, of course, brush it on as well, but then it's only on the surface. Whereas if they pressure treat it, it actually goes into the wood. And it just helps keep it good for a long time. So I'm very happy with it. Initially, I wasn't too sure about these bumps, but now you can walk on. It's not an issue at all. It actually feels nice, and yeah, turned out really, really good. So I got to stain these posts yet. And then the ceiling for now, we're not going to do anything. Eventually, maybe we'll put something there, but for now, it doesn't matter. It's good like that. Looking forward to getting the siding on. And Anneesa was talking about maybe putting a porch swing on here, so it's going to be a great place to drink coffee in the morning. It is. So anyway, check the links down below. I will try to remember to put the company down there. If I forget, which I do often, there's a lot of things on my mind, just shoot me an email. If you want to get a hold of this company, shoot me an email and I will try to get it to you that way. But look down in the description first. It should be down there in the description. Great guys to work with, and they'd be happy to help you as well. There's this deck back here as well. Chickens are out and about. Somebody forgot to lock them up last night. That's probably a bad idea. But so far, no problems with them. All right, we're gonna get that rototiller hooked up. going good. We got all this tilled up. So this will be for fruit trees. Some of you have donated some money for fruit trees, and we're going to be planting rows of them here. And then part of this will also be for potatoes. Maybe carrots. I'm not sure what Anneesa's got planned, but I know potatoes was on one of the things we're going to plant here. And then our fence will be running right through here as well. You can see the post there. And it kind of runs along. I don't know if you can make it out at the very end. There's a white flag. Can't quite see it, maybe a little bit there. And that's going to be another fence post there. Those are our cadastral boundaries. All in all, rototiller I think is working pretty slick. I just plowed this yesterday, so it never really had a chance to dry out. There's still a lot of moisture in here. But I'm ripping it up now with the tiller. Then we're going to get some sunshine and wind. It's going to help dry a lot of this out. And then I'll probably go over it again. Either harrow it just to smooth it out, or I might till it again. We'll see. Right now, I just noticed from the cab I got myself an oil leak. You can see it all sprayed out here. Must have just happened. But there's this real rubber hose. So last fall, this hose got wrecked. This is a metal pipe, got destroyed because the cylinder pin came out, and then the cylinder pressed up against here at one point and wrecked this pipe. So anyway, this rubber connector now just blew a hole in it for some strange reason. So good thing I noticed it, because that's engine oil. So running out of engine oil would be a bad thing to do, obviously. I'm going to pull that off. I'll have to go and see what else I can find. Maybe there's another one in town here, hopefully, close by. And then I can keep working. Okay, so cracking this rubber hose. Why rubber hose would crack so soon seems strange. Tractor only has 200 hours on it now. So, not sure. Might have been just a bad hose. No idea, but it's enough to leak out the oil. So it is low. It's not critical. There won't be any damage to the engine, but obviously I do need to get the hose fixed and get some oil, put some more in. And just like that, it's fixed again. Got a chunk. Cost me 42 rubles, not a whole lot of money. When operating a tractor, you should always pay attention. So it must have literally just started, because I checked the dipstick now that everything's settled. I went to town and there's still enough oil on dipstick. It's not even low, which is great news, because that doesn't always happen. Now I tend to look out my windows a lot. It's very important to listen for strange noises happening. A little bit different with this tractor. I've only got 200 hours on. I didn't put them all on, so I'm not necessarily used to all the noises, but eventually you'll get used to it and you'll notice when something's different. And then of course visually you need to be looking around. In this case I saw this getting wet and I was like, hey, what's going on? That's not normal. And the reason I see that is because I'm looking out of my cab at this tire on the line. So you can see where there's a line here. We're plowed and rototilled. And so I'm keeping my tire on that line. So when I looked out, I'm like, hey, that ain't right. Very good to notice. And now the hose broke. This little rubber hose. I've got a new one on there. I got to put the clamps on yet. Looks like I now figured out why it broke. This piece is a new one, and it's bent slightly different than the way the old one lined up. And so there was actually a bit of a sharp angle here. I just rebent this pipe a little bit so it's more smooth. But I think because it was so sharp, that's right where it wore. This one here wore a hole in the rubber. That's my guess. So it's not a faulty hose. It's just the way it was connected together. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. I will definitely be keeping an eye on it now. Had it been one of the children driving at that time or someone else, they may not have noticed it. That could be really bad because it's engine oil.
As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love. Beneath an endless night,